Hello, friends. We're live. Let's dish. Holy cow. Simultaneously, it was slow in Hollywood, but then there were little tidbits sprinkled about. I have my chai tea with almond milk and organic honey. I already had a lot of coffee today. I've been up since 5:30, so I'm like, I don't need any more coffee, no more caffeine, but I definitely needed something warm because it's chilly. Now, as I said in the title, Jeff Lewis is the gift that keeps on giving. I cannot get enough of him, and he has the secret sauce. He has me captivated. I am a Jeff Lewis stan. He's not for everyone. He's definitely not for Chef Stu anymore. But the way I gasped and took a little step back, I was so shocked when I heard Jeff say, I think it was on the after show, but Jeff said that, because we heard about the betrayal, and that was October 20th was when they broke up. We heard that there was a betrayal. I should clarify. We heard that there was a betrayal, and Jeff didn't go into too many details, but he dropped a major bomb on the after show. I'm not sure if he had mentioned it in, his regular Jeff Lewis live. I didn't hear it on there, but I heard it on the after show. And apparently, pregnant pause, let's take a sip of tea. It's so hot. Apparently, allegedly, Chef Stu had chlamydia, and he was saying that he thought that Jeff gave it to him, but Jeff tested negative, so Jeff doesn't have it. Now, to me, this is wild that Jeff is even talking about this on the radio. It just seems like it would be super private information and not something that you really would want to tell the world that you're going through. Or how does that look? How does that reflect on Chef Stu? Terribly. So I guess Chef Stu was messing around on the side, got the clap, and then almost gave it to Jeff. He didn't, but he almost did. And then went around and told people that he got it from Jeff. But now apparently Jeff is saying he's changing his tune, and he's saying he doesn't know how he got it. I am not an expert in this. Like, can you get it from a toilet seat? Can you get it from a hot tub? Can you get it from the gym? I don't know. I know that people at the gym are gross, and even when I use the gym equipment at my gym, I'm just like, ooh, it's probably some, questionable secretions on this, So I don't know. Does anybody else know how you could get it? Could you get it from the gym? Not the locker room? I don't know. It's so juicy though. Everything that's going on with Gage. I have got to say, like, I need the world to hear this. Gage is so annoying. And I'm sure he hates Jeff to another level, because being in a relationship with Jeff for so many years, 10 years, near a decade, I'm sure he's seen the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. And Jeff, I'm sure, is very, very catty when he's ready to discard people. And I'm sure that Gage has seen the worst of Jeff. But the way Gage is putting Monroe in the middle of all of this is so unnerving to me. It is 2023. Why are you telling your daughter, if you walk on the red carpet, it's going to affect our relationship with each other? She's 7 years old. What little kid wouldn't want to walk on the red carpet with her dad in a pretty dress, get her hair done, paint her nails, whatever? Like, what little kid wouldn't want to do that? And the fact that Gage is making her have this like internal guilt and struggle where she doesn't want to let him down, but also she wants to do something fun and cool with her other dad. That's just insanity to me. Insanity. And no matter, I do not have children, so I am not in this predicament, and I can't say, I wouldn't have like a bad attitude about the other but what I wouldn't do is involve the child. What I wouldn't do is say to the little kid, it's going to affect our relationship if you get in a cute little dress, walk down the red carpet with your dad, get your nails done, get your hair done. Like, that is what I wouldn't do. Gage, what are you thinking? She's a kid. Of course she wants to go hang out at a cool party. Like, and the fact that he is all about Scott's kid and putting him on Instagram and all of that stuff, Monroe is going to grow up and she's going to be like, well, why didn't you put me? Like, why wouldn't you post me? Or why wouldn't you let Daddy Jeff post me? But you posted Scott's son. I as a little kid, I would, once you hit like 10, 11, 12, and you start to, understand the nuances of people and how they act towards you, she's going to wonder, why was I prohibited from having a presence with my dad online? Gage, get it together. It's so weird. No matter how much you hate Jeff, she's an innocent party in all of this. So I really feel for Jeff. I really, really feel for Jeff. I cannot imagine his attorney's fees. It's got to be just a permanent thing on the payroll. You would think that the way Gage is behaving, you would think that he hasn't moved on. Like, if you look at it, Gage, in a way, you won. You have a partner and he had a child, and now you guys can like have that fun, interaction together. Whereas Jeff is not able to find a stable partner. He is a single dad in all of this. He, yes, he has a huge friend group, and yes, he has an amazing career, but at the end of the day, he doesn't have a partner. I bet he would give up a quarter of what he has if he was able to find love. Now, if we want to like psychoanalyze it a little bit, here's the thing. And I listened to Kristen Cavallari's Let's Talk, or Let's Be Honest. I think it's Let's Be Honest. She's a few years younger than me, not much younger than me, but a little bit younger than me. And I see it even in myself. It's like she is really independent and she likes to have a good time, but she also has her children. So she also built her family. She was smart. She was able to find a partner to have her children with younger. So now she's free to kind of explore, but I feel it's the same way with Jeff. Like, when Jeff talks about his high school experience, like, I was always in the principal's office and I got suspended for stupid shit, like reading in science class. I was done with my homework. I was done with my schoolwork for the day, completed my homework, and I had like a novel, like a juicy novel that I was reading. And my teacher was like, you can't read that in science class. It's a non-science book. You can't read that in class. So I put my head down and I was like pretending that I was sleeping, but I was like reading underneath the desk. I got suspended for insubordination, stupid shit. Girls would like hit me, punch me, and I would fight back. I would get suspended for that. Like, Jeff was getting suspended because he was like having ragers and whatever. A bit more fun than my high school career. But there's a kinship there because he was also like a rebel, you know? And I was super not going to take shit from, you know. So and Kristen Cavallari, they were both much smarter with their money than I was, but like a little bit of a rebel, a little bit of an outcast, a little bit of a bad boy, bad girl. Like I very much fit into that. Now, what excites us is a person who's not going to box us in, who's not going to cage us in, right? Somebody who's going to like fuel our fire a little bit and be generous and have the means to be generous with us and, you know, support us, but don't like cage us in. So it does tend to lend itself to a more fuck boy vibe, because a fuck boy isn't gonna, you know, want to make Monday traditions with us. They're gonna like keep us hanging and keep us guessing, and are they gonna call us? And I honestly, I think that that was what fueled Jeff's love affair with Stu, was that fiery. And also, Jeff probably doesn't want to dig deep, but his mom died very young. So Jeff was what, like 18, 19 when his mom passed away, because she was 39. So he might have like a little bit of a wall up when it comes to really investing his time with somebody, a romantic partner. I bet if he digs deep, there's a little bit more to the story there, and it might have to do with his mom. But I do think Chef Stu gave him, and he even talks about it now with the guy that he's dating that's as successful as him. He's like, yeah, I don't know, we're gonna see each other in like 2.5 weeks. So even the same thing with me, like I want somebody who's a down home guy, but also is like well educated and well read, but has different priorities than that. He's an outcast but loved by everybody. You know, like I understand. I'm also looking for my unicorn. I don't I think that Jeff me and Kristen Cavallari, we're all probably going to be single for a long time. I hate to say it, but we want someone who's we could have fun with. But then I know I also really want somebody who I can go food shopping with on a Sunday night. We're gonna spend Friday, Saturday, Sunday together and be together also during the week, like playing tennis and cooking and food shopping and, you know, decorating. And I would love all of that. But at the same time, don't box me in and don't make me feel badly about who I am inherently, just as a Candace out in the world. I've like a lot of, I do OnlyFans, and guys I've dated, they have a problem with that. But you know what? Everybody had a problem with my Nabisco campaign when I was 12 too. So what I learned in life is people are going to have a problem with what you do no matter what. And they're going to have a problem with you doing the Nabisco campaign. They're going to have a problem with you doing OnlyFans. They're going to have a problem with you doing hand modeling. Like, people are just annoying. So I want a man who's always going to be there for me and be super generous and supportive and encouraging, and we have great physical chemistry and we're monogamous and all of that stuff. But at the same time, don't fucking box me in. And I have a feeling that Kristen Cavallari and Jeff Lewis also feel that way. You know, we're looking for a unicorn. We are looking for our unicorn. So I just can't believe that Chef Stu got chlamydia and almost gave it to Jeff. Like, that is wild. That is wild. Okay. Also, the Vanderpump Rules trailer dropped. And if we thought this season was going to be boring, I have a feeling that they're bringing the noise. Katie, I listened to Juicy Scoop today, and Heather McDonald was like, Katie is making out with a girl. I'm not surprised. Honestly, with those bowling shirts and that fucking haircut, Katie, I'm not surprised either. So apparently, she's caught in a love triangle with a lesbian, a bisexual woman, and Tom Schwartz and herself. And there's a clip of the girl saying, I never thought I would be in love with like a divorced couple. So only, I would say only in LA, but it's everywhere. There's swingers everywhere. It is what it is. Like, I just want to be in a monogamous relationship, but I don't think anybody else does. But more power to you if that's what you want to do in your life and it makes you happy. But I can't wait for January to see what they're going to say, what they're going to do. I am so over Ariana. I am so over Schwartz. I am so bitter and pissed off for Rachel because I feel like she got shafted hard in all of this. I feel like she got the shaft of all of this. And Ariana is just cleaning up left and right. Now, Sandoval said that Ariana owes 6 months in back bills. I know the industry, it does take a really long time for you to get paid for certain stuff. So, I don't know if there's just like a holdup with the whole Ariana payments scenario. She's doing really, really well. It is very expensive to maintain that kind of lifestyle. So she probably got, a little laser. She probably got a bunch of stuff. She probably went shopping. She probably bought a new car. I'm sure she treated herself. But it's wild to me to think that she is that far behind, on all of her bills. And who knows what's going on with Schwartz and Sandy's. If anybody knows, like, let us know. Who believes that something about her is going to open? I don't know. My parents my mom and my stepdad owned restaurants when I was a kid, and I have no idea how long it takes to open a sandwich shop. I don't know, but it seems like an awfully long time. I don't really know the ins and outs. We'll see. I mean, they probably did the numbers and they were like, yeah, you're going to make like 60 grand each a year for like 10 years. And they were like, nah, we're good. Like, I wonder if it has something to do with that. Like, you're not going to make as much money as you do on reality TV, but how long could the reality TV show go for them? I guess it could go forever until they want to stop, but it's wild. I can't wait to see this season. I am excited to see where it goes. And if Sheena and Tom Schwartz really did make out, like, recently, that's wild. She's married to Brock. And Brock is so hot. So I don't know why she'd be... I do not find Schwartz attractive at all. He's like a 3. Anyway. All right, can't wait to watch that. Let's talk a little bit. If you follow Till the Dirt, MJ, Mercedes, Javid from Shaws of Sunset, and Tommy Fight, who I love. I don't know if they're on the rocks. I know that they've been having a bit of a fight since the whole Christmas decoration debacle where Tommy let Little Shams put up all the decorations and then MJ got home and she was like, you guys didn't even wait for me. Like, very hurt. She was very hurt and very upset. And I have a feeling she was very hurt and very upset and feeling very vulnerable about that because she just went away to Traders. She was there for 4 weeks and they weren't she wasn't able to communicate with Shams for 4 weeks, and he's 4. So going away from a little kid who only is on the earth for 4 years so far, 4 weeks is a long time for him. So I think he really, really bonded with Tommy while she was gone. They put up the Christmas decorations without her, and it really struck a nerve. You have to also understand she's an only child, and she didn't have Shams until later in life. So I'm sure this relationship with her son is extra important to her. And I am a loyal listener of Till the Dirt. I've listened to every single episode, and when they're not on at 5:30 in the morning on Monday, when I wake up, I am very disappointed and very concerned for their marriage. I love them. I love her. I love him. I love them together. I love Vida. I love little Shams. I love the whole family unit. So I also want to say, MJ, do not get hammer toe surgery, okay? I got hammer toe surgery before I went back to hair school. They told me I was going to be up and running in like 2 weeks. Girl, I was not able. In hair school, I would have to sit and elevate my feet because my toes would like throb. Do everything you possibly can before you get bunion or toe surgery. Like, you are on your back. The way I had to lay in the shower and hang my feet over the side of the shower so they didn't get wet for like 2 weeks was torture. Okay, torture. So, MJ, if you want to enjoy your life, just have the ugly hammer toes, girl. Ain't nobody looking at them anyway. So I'm very, very sad. I really am praying for them. I hope that they can like get it together, because I think that they're wonderful, but they've been together for a long time, and I think that they are just going through a little bit of growing pains. It happens. I've never been in a relationship longer than 3-4 years, so I don't have a single leg to stand on. I have no advice, but I'm sure it's hard when you reach the 7 to 10 year mark. And I really, for my entertainment, I hope that they stay together because I love them. I do want to like say, since I've been in the area that I live in now for 3 years, I've been here for 3.5 years, and I came here during COVID. People were not really like socializing, making friends. I opened my hair studio, and people were just like in a very weird spot for like a year or two while I was here. Now I feel like things are kind of starting to like open back up again, and I'm really making a concerted effort to make friends and make a little, family unit here where I am. So I decided to go on Facebook and join just like a bunch of groups and put myself out there and put like a little post out there, which is like so vulnerable and so awkward as an adult. It's so weird. It's just so strange. So the first time I hung out with somebody, her and I just like really didn't click at all. It was like a nice brunch, but we parted and just didn't talk to each other again after that. The second girl that I met up with, she was cool. I thought we clicked, and then I was like, hey, do you want to, hang out? We bonded over Bravo, and just never heard back from her either. So I was like, okay, got it. Another girl, we've hung out a few times, and it's cool, it's nice, but just like making friends in your late 30s is, especially if you don't have kids or if you're not married, where like those situations force you to interact with people. You just have to like put yourself out there and like get out there on your own. It's so weird and uncomfortable, and it's like dating, only you're paying for your food, you're paying for your drinks. It's not like you're not making out at the end. It's interesting. So I will say, if you are somebody who's moved to a new location, start the process sooner rather than later. I didn't have an option to start sooner because of life circumstances, worldly circumstances. So that's why I had to start a little bit later. But I will say, I I- I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. Between dating and looking for friends, I'm just ready to find my people. Okay. I'm ready to find my BFFs. I'm ready to find my boyfriend and just ride it out until the fucking break of dawn. It's wild. It's wild. 10 out of 10. Don't recommend. On to Kristen Cavallari. I don't know if you guys are watching or listening to her podcast, but we have to understand, like, these people aren't actors. So they don't realize the flow of how somebody wants to listen to something. I love Justin, her buddy. He was on the last episode. I would suggest people slowing down when they talk, letting people, like, not speaking over the other person, and like taking it down a notch. You don't have to be super theatrical, but we have to understand, a lot of these people who start podcasts, they don't really realize the flow. When I listen to Morbid, they talk over each other all the time and interrupt each other all the time. When I listen to Heather McDonald, she's always talking over her guest. And it really does drive me crazy personally, because we want to hear what her guest has to say. Maybe she thinks that she's going to forget her point, and that's why she blurts it out. But we would all enjoy listening to it so much more if you just slowed it down and you didn't interrupt your guests. Even when Kristen Cavallari had Heidi and Spencer on, Heidi was talking and Spencer literally kept talking over her. And I'm like, do you guys just, like, not get it? People don't enjoy listening to that in their ear. Just slow down, let the other person make their point, and then continue on with the conversation. But, like, the talking over each other, we all know that you guys aren't actors, but as a acting professional myself, just for the viewers and listeners' sake, take it down a notch, take it down a beat, right? I do love Kristen Cavallari's podcast, though. I think she really knows how to toe the line between sharing too much and keeping just enough private. She shares a lot of her life. She shares a lot of her children, but she doesn't share their faces. She includes them in everything, but she just doesn't. She knows how to toe the line of giving the viewers what they want and still keeping her privacy in ways that make her feel comfortable. And I really like that about her. She seems like a great mom. She seems like a great good time friend. She seems loyal. And I think that even though she's younger than me, I totally look up to her, and I think that she's an awesome woman and human being. So I do really like her podcast. I will continue to watch and listen. I just relate to her. We're similar ages and we're both Capricorns, and we both, we're like a little bit of a bad girl in high school, but that really probably came from just, like, insecurity and wanting to be accepted, and but being a little bit on the outside. I totally relate to her in that way. Now, I will say, Heather McDonald today, it was just a solo episode. Heather, this is what we want from you, okay? Your facial expressions have me in stitches, girl. Like, you have me laughing so hard. You don't need a ton of guests. Like you said, your show is different from Jeff Lewis's show. He has guests, he has co-hosts, he has a radio show. You have a podcast. So you don't necessarily have to follow that format. We're tuning in to see your reaction to the news that you are reading to us because you are so funny. Your expressions are so funny. Your delivery is hilarious. You have me giggling and laughing. When I saw that it was just you today, when I turned on the TV, to me, I was just like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't stop in the middle and go into an interview. Because honestly, I don't care about those interviews. They've been on 90 million podcasts. They've all said the same thing, but there's only one Heather McDonald who could make me fucking laugh. And it's you, Heather. So I just want to say I loved her episode today. And I was like thinking, why Geminis are so fucking hated. And I have a Gemini rising and I just like rub people the wrong way. I was at a Christmas party this weekend and literally the girl who runs one of the Facebook pages, she fucking hates me. And I know she does. She hugged everyone hello and then I was last. And I was like, I wonder, and like, I just do. Like, either you love me or you fucking hate me. And that is so true with every Gemini that I can really think of. When you think of Trump, when you think of Kanye, when you think of Heather, when I think of myself, like anyone who I think of who's Gemini rising or Gemini sun, we just piss people the fuck off. And I thought when I was a little kid, I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna have like this big group of friends. Girl, no. No. If you have a polarizing personality, then you're gonna have fucking 3 friends and you're gonna be happy about it. Okay? So I just like think to myself, Kanye is totally like a man alone on an island. Heather also doesn't have a huge group of friends. But honestly, when I think of people who have a huge group of friends, I'm just like, okay, so you're a brown noser. Okay, so you're good at kissing people's asses. Good for you. Whereas a Gemini will just tell you how it is and probably piss you off 35 times in the, time it takes them to tell you. So I just find that very funny. I wonder if Geminis are going to have better luck in 2024. I wonder. It's been rough though. It's definitely been rough. If you haven't tuned into Juicy Scoop, do so. If you haven't tuned into Kristen Cavallari's Let's Be Honest, you should also listen to that. Wait a second. I have so much to cover with you guys, and we're not gonna go for a long time today. We're gonna talk about Madeline Brockway and her multi-billion-dollar fucking wedding. Now, this is some shit, okay? Because her fiance like brandished a weapon, like waving it around at a cop, and then got charged and arrested. Did they think, is he in jail now? Like, is he out on probation? Because he had his trial, or he went into court the other day. And I don't know what the outcome of it was, but first of all, hats off to whoever her videographer was. You did your best, but they were not actresses. And like the videos that they did, and the Marie Antoinette and like on the beach, and I was like, the videographer was great, the costumes great, makeup great, but those girls, they're not models or actors. So it like was so cringe to watch it because I'm like, you just don't know how to move on camera. Okay. And that's fine. But the fact that she now privated her accounts, took everything down, She was poised to launch into social influencer stardom, and this stupid ass fiance of hers had to fuck it up. So, what do you guys think of that? I would be furious. I'd be furious. We need the tea though. We need the update. Are they still together? Did they annul the marriage? Is he going to jail? Like, who is his lawyer? Inquiring minds want to know. But it's wild. Those flowers, to see multiple levels of balconies dripping in pale peach roses. I don't even like the color peach, okay? But like that demonstration of beauty was unmatched. And I will never attend a wedding like that. But to those who were able to, oh my God, was the food amazing? Did you get to take home a centerpiece? Like, what? We're back. My phone is probably like, I'm sick of hearing about Southern Charm. I'm sick of talking about pop culture. Well, guess what, phone? I'm not. I'm just starting. I'm just beginning. But Southern Charm is, I am so sick of this whole Taylor Olivia bullshit. I think that Olivia is milking this for everything it's got. She's playing the victim. She's like, they're all, at the end of the day, all of these people are sleeping with each other. All of these people are fooling around on their partners. All of these people, it's like, we're not watching Southern Charm for morals and ethics and relationship advice, okay? Leave Taylor alone. She's like 22. She's stupid. Please, okay? I don't want to hear it anymore. And the fact that Paige didn't go to Jamaica with them makes me LOL so hard, because Paige is also another one that I identify with. Like, like she said about her Italian, like, I have my Italian great grandmother's mink coat, and on the inside are her initials. Like, it's just so funny. So many, I understand where she comes from. Italian, East Coast, got it. But I just was like, yeah, Paige would have hated the Jamaican vacation. She's not a group effort type of person. She's a Scorpio. She's gonna like go off on her own and like smoke some weed or something. She's definitely not gonna wanna be with a bunch of like blonde girls doing, like water sports. Just not. But the fact that Craig like planned that for her to be introduced to like all of his friends is so funny. Why does Shep even care? Like, Paige and Craig come from completely different worlds. Paige is like New York, doesn't care, like kind of a lone wolf, and Craig is Southern. Even though he grew up in Delaware, he is got that Southern vibe to him about it. Like, he lives in the South. He is part of like a very big clique. When you're in a clique like that, there's really no thinking for yourself. It really is like a group think mentality. So I don't really see Paige ever fully adapting to Southern life, because she's a woman who very much thinks for herself and thinks on her own, and we'll see. But this season of Southern Charm, it like, we need to wrap it up with the whole Austin, Taylor, Olivia. We don't care anymore. So I do feel bad for Taylor because I think I dated a Shep when I was 20 to 21. And the way this guy had his hooks in me, he didn't even try. He wasn't even doing anything spectacular. Like, he just had his hooks in me. He was 7 years older. He had like a cool job, and I just couldn't get over it for like 10 years. Okay. It was ridiculous and it was pathetic. And I feel like I empathize with her a lot because I think that it's going to take her like 10 years to get over Shep. I don't think she's ever really going to be over Shep, especially the way she's like booty calling him. And I'm sorry, Taylor. I'm sorry. Okay, let's just wrap it up with, we all know that Jim Jansen is dating Alexis Bellino. Shannon is allegedly, I think Shannon is still drinking. I know she got like a facelift and all of that stuff, but you could put all the lemons in a fucking bowl you want. You could get all the facelifts you want, but if you're not confronting your demons, which I don't even really know what her demons are, to be honest with you, what she's rich and she has too much time on her hands. I don't know. Sounds like a Sutton problem to me. But I don't think that Shannon, I don't know her, obviously, but just as like an outsider looking in, I wonder if she is drinking or not drinking. I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that Jim Jansen is dating Alexis Bellino, her nemesis, you know that's got to burn. That's got to sting. Oof. Jen Kessler was hospitalized with her little twisted stomach thing from the Ozempic. Oprah is looking snatched. Oprah is looking so snatched. So skinny in her pretty purple dress. She does look great. But don't lose too much weight. We still, remember when, what the hell was his name? He was like the news guy. And then he had like gastric bypass and he got so skinny. I was shocked. I don't like when, I mean, obviously I don't live in these people's bodies. Do whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you comfortable. But it's a shock as a viewer to see people go from super large to very, very, very thin. Gets like hangy in the face. But Oprah looks great. We're going to end on Beverly Hills. This is the 13 best episodes that I have ever watched. Like, Beverly Hills, forget about OC. Okay, just forget about Salt Lake City. If you give me Beverly Hills, I am so happy. I love Dorito Head. I fucking love Garcelle. Sutton smoking the joint at the table, like, that is not her first joint that she has smoked. And that made me like her so much more. But telling Kyle that you're gonna lose another sister was so fucking low and so fucking dirty. And here's the thing, Sutton never acts fucked up, which leads me to believe that Sutton is always fucked up. She didn't change her demeanor at all after that weed dinner. So I have a feeling Sutton can fucking hang way better than any of us could have imagined. And I like that about Sutton. That is what the fuck is up. But her like sparking that joint at the table, Denise, that was the chef saying, oh, wow, Denise Richards is so fucked up. Hilarious. So funny. What was she on? Was it a Xanax and tequila? Because she showed up the next day and she was her normal self. I just don't know how much tequila she would have to ingest in order to make her act that way, right? Like, she just really was so wasted. Her jacket's upside down, and Dorit's like, Denise, I think your jacket's upside down. She's like, don't do that. Like, her face is so expressive, and it reminds me of Luann. When Luann drinks, her face gets like really expressive. Like, and Denise is the same way. Her, like, I don't even want to make those faces because I'm not trying to like get wrinkles or anything, but I was so surprised that Camille let her go in. I mean, Camille, fucking Camille, whatever. I don't like her. I never liked Camille. I can't stand Camille. But she was wasted. Don't you think like Garcelle is her friend? Garcelle, pull her aside and say, are you okay? Like, do we need to get you some water? She didn't partake in the weed dinner. So it definitely wasn't weed. Also, weed doesn't make you act like that. I have no idea. So what do you guys think? It is so good. And Kyle's dresses and the after show and for the party, it's giving those the sky tops that they used to wear in like season 1 and 2. It's giving sky top, okay? Because it's definitely made by the same designer. The 2 dresses that she wore are definitely made by the same 2 designer because it has like a very similar, neckline, and there's like rhinestones, but it's giving sky top circa 2023. Gorgeous dresses. And Kyle's body, I aspire to be Kyle. If I could stop eating the fucking cornbread that I made last night, if I could stop eating it, I would look like Kyle, but I can't stop eating the cornbread. So this season is so good and I don't want it to end. And I know we have Vanderpump and we have all these other things that are good, but I just really, really love this season. Kyle does need to start sharing because she doesn't share. We want to know why. What was the clincher in your divorce? What was it? Is it because you're a late in life lesbian? You are, we know. It's okay. Um is it because Mauricio cheated? Like, why? Didn't Aubrey O'Day say some wild shit about Mauricio? I allegedly. So it's wild, and I could talk about this forever. We're gonna go for today. Thank you for catching up with me. Drink your chai tea lattes that you make at home because it's chilly out. And I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine.